get more involved. It's that connected. Be connected to someone or something. It's a student organization. It's a professor. It's a research project. It's a coach. It's an advisor. It's an employer. But everything happens in the campus. And social media, the Facebook, helps make those connections. It helps identify those connections for them. It helps them keep in touch with those connections. Because it's all right there in front of them. In fact, you'll hear students now that will say, I don't check my email, I check my Facebook. And I push the emails, I push all that to my Facebook. On the other hand, Aspen says, uninvolved students neglect their studies, spend little time on campus, abstain from extracurricular activities, and rarely initiate contact with faculty or other students. But through something like Facebook, if they choose, this can happen rather than this. And this, I think, is key as we talk later on. Aston found that the most persuasive types of involvement are academic involvement, involvement with faculty, involvement with student peer groups. So we can use that to our advantage. Now again, they do that on Blackboard. But they go on Blackboard because they have to for a class. They go on to Facebook for the personal development. And when you look at all the prior theorists talking about growth and development, that's where it is for them. It's a have to versus a want to. My dashboard is out there. Blackboard is because I have to fulfill the requirements of the class. My Facebook is how I engage my electronic life. Social capital theory is going to roll into a study that was done that I think speaks really highly to how students benefit by using something like Facebook and how we can learn from it. Social capital is defined here. Oop, I apologize. Resources accumulated through the relationships with people. Well, what is Facebook but continuing relationships? When social capital declines, a community experiences increased social disorder, reduced participation, potentially more distrust. Greater social capital increases commitment to a community and the ability to mobilize collective actions, among other benefits. So if we go back here, it's resources accumulated through relationships, commitment to a community, mobilize collective actions, among other benefits. So as you look earlier at how we help our students grow in that development theory, put that together with what's being said here, and then think about the Facebook as that tool to make that happen. Social capital allows a person to draw on resources from other members of the network to which he or she belongs. Useful information, personal relationships, capacity to organize groups. Again, it helps them along. Ties with friends, neighbors are related indices of psychological well-being, such as self-esteem and satisfaction with life. Now, what's interesting is that right now we're talking about all the positives. And there are some negatives, and those are coming up in a few slides. I'm trying to look at it as what can we do with students to help them grow in a positive way, to engage in a community positively. The more we push positive, the less they attract and really fall into the trap of the negative. But we'll see the negative here in a few minutes. There was a 50th anniversary edition of the Journal of College Student Development, which is from the American College Personnel Association. And a lot of it was forecasting. What do they see next coming down the road? So Torres, Jones, and Wren. Basti Torres is at Indiana University Student Personnel Program. Susan Jones is at University of Maryland. Don't recall Wren, but I had Susan as a professor. That's how I know her. But the World Wide Web has created new venues for identity exploration, and online social networks create new venues for identity expression. And that's what we're trying to help our students do, is to grow in their identity. Any student with access to the internet can find, and it lists right there, related to any identity he or she wishes to explore. So in that exploration piece, it's there for them. But more research is needed to understand how technology can influence and help the identity grow. This study talks about the social capital. And what did they, this was actually done at Michigan State. And what they found, these results are promising for what we've talked about today. I thought this was interesting, is that their student identities on Facebook are constructed and kept more or less consistent with their in-person identities and who are friends in real life. So they didn't, I would have thought they would have made up who they are. Maybe tried to reinvent themselves, present themselves differently. But this speaks that they pretty much stick with who they are. Greater congruence between online and real-life friendship groups. Greater consistency with the identity. And identity development in real life is reflected in shifting expressions of self online through changing choice of images, quotes, and group memberships. So they grow. They grow as they get more, they get stronger and a better understanding of themselves and of who they are. If you go back to those 7 vectors of Chicory, as they move along those lines, they get more comfortable with who they are, a better identity of who they are and who they're not. And all of this helps that. Findings: positive relationship between certain kinds of Facebook use and the maintenance and creation of social capital. Plays an important role in forming that. Way to keep in touch. That goes back to the Schlossberg about myself, my place, my identity, my relationships, and lowers the barriers to participation. And that's neat, is that I always tell students, if you're afraid to go up to a professor one-on-one, shoot him an email. Introduce yourself that way. So it makes it easier to become involved. We talked overcome barriers faced by students with low satisfaction and low self-esteem. Again, talking about social capital, benefits such as increased information and opportunities, ways to get more out of the college experience because they learn what's going on. Remember, it's their dashboard. And it can help individuals maintain pre-existing close relationships, like fraternity brothers from 25 years ago. Okay, so here's a screenshot of Facebook. This is our Facebook page because we're pushing everything to Facebook now, because that's what students check. So here's the dashboard. Wall, info, photos, events, video. Here's activities that are going on. People comment about it. We advertise. Here's some photos from a recent event. They comment. People like this. Here's information about us. Again, it's that dashboard for involvement. These folks are following us. This person says, oh yeah, Panhellenic sorority brush is coming up. We like it. Oh, there was a Student Leaders Summit. Look at the photos. Oh, there I was there. This is Twitter. And again, Twitter is to push out information. So we'll push information out so students find out. Again, they learn about their community. Oh, in my community there's now photos. Oh, in my community, oh, maybe I want to sign up for Sorority Rush. Oh, there's a free tailgate party. It's the community to help them engage. Again, it goes back to all that development theory we talked about earlier. Now, we've talked about good. Now it's time to talk about bad. These are 2 really gross websites. Okay? College ACB used to be Juicy Campus. Juicy Campus was a bathroom wall. Now College ACB is a bathroom wall. Campus Gossip is more of posting activities and events than this, which is just bathroom wall. So yesterday I captured a screenshot of College ACB at Wayne State University. If you want to read some very interesting and sad commentary of where our students are saying and writing, check out College ACB and go to Wayne State University. And here's